Hello and welcome to Shattered Reality Show. My guest in studio, Mr. Henry, and through satellites Ms. Lisa. Welcome to you. Today we will talk about a mystery that confused the world, where many accidents have happened and some see it as abnormal events. Our topic today about Bermuda Triangle. Let's watch the next clip and then we will listen to our guest's opinions.
The Bermuda Triangle is a name that provokes fear and mystery. Bermuda Triangle is a geographical area in the form of a triangle where it is located in the Atlantic Ocean. Its northern vertex is located on the island of Bermuda, its southeastern vertex is located on the island of Puerto Rico, and its southwestern vertex is located in Florida. This area witnessed many accidents, the most famous of which are: the aircraft carrier USS Pickering disappeared in 1800 with 90 people on board. The USS Wildcat disappeared in 1824 with 14 people on board. Flight 19, where 5 planes were lost with 14 pilots in 1945. Martin Marlin was lost in 1956 with 10 people on board. On July 4, 2019, American billionaire Christopher Klein, nicknamed the Coal Magnate, was killed in a helicopter crash along with 6 others, including his daughter, in the Bahamas.
There are many natural and abnormal explanations that some scholars have come up with to explain these accidents. For example, the awaited Mahdi is residing in Bermuda with his family, or the Yajuj and Majuj tribe residing in this area. Some explain this as a result of the abundance of methane under the ocean, which leads to a lower density of water, which in turn causes ships to sink. There are also assumptions that this region is the center of the Earth. Mr. Henry, what do you think of the Bermuda Triangle? And what is your explanation for all these incidents?
Well, to begin with, I'd like to talk a little bit about the most famous incident, Flight 19. At 2:10 p.m. on December 5, 1945, Flight 19 took off from Naval Base Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a flight of 5 torpedo bombers en route to a routine 3-hour training mission, commanded by Lieutenant Charles Taylor. 2 hours into the flight, Taylor reported that his compass had failed and he no longer knew his location. In quick succession, the other 4 planes reported similar difficulties, and 2 hours later a set of scrambled radio messages were issued, the last one from the flight sending a scrambled message at 6:20 evening, from the captain who asked all planes to avoid the sea due to lack of fuel.
Do the 5 planes have other leaders?
No, there were 4 planes following the 5th plane, commanded by Charles Taylor. At 7:27 p.m. A U.S. Navy search and rescue plane took off from Fort Lauderdale to find the missing planes and crews of the signal transmission point, but this plane was also lost. Over the following days, one of the largest search and rescue operations in history took place to try to find the 6 missing planes, and 27 people missing on this flight. No traces were found. The only evidence came from a ship cruising off the coast of Florida, which reported seeing a clear explosion at sea at 7:50 p.m. The U.S. Navy officially claimed that this was due to inclement weather which destroyed any evidence. In my personal opinion, there are hernias and cracks in the fabric of time, and this is what some suppose, and therefore what happened to ships and planes, is in short that they fell into one of the holes of time. Ships and planes enter into a foggy phenomenon, and through this fog they are crossed to another time or place.
Do you have any proof or evidence for this? Or it's just assumptions?
Yes. Bruce Gernon mentioned in his book The Electronic Fog, as he was a survivor of the Bermuda Triangle in 1970. He was flying his plane with his father over the Bahamas, and while they were heading to Benimi, they encountered a strange cloudy phenomenon. And as they approached what seemed to be the end of the tunnel, they saw nothing but a grayish-white faint color for several miles without an ocean, sky or horizon, and after a flight that lasted for 34 minutes, they found themselves on the beach of Miami.
Ms. Lisa, we want to hear your opinion of all the theories that explain the Bermuda Triangle accidents, and also your response to Mr. Henry's opinion.
Well, I don't believe in superstition, I believe in science and logic, so all the unscientific and unnatural explanations I don't care about. A similar triangle to Bermuda called the Dragon Triangle is similar in mystery and accidents in the Pacific Ocean, and was declared a dangerous area in 1950 after 700 sailors disappeared within 2 years. But we don't hear any noise from it, unlike the Bermuda Triangle. Flight 19 was one of the most famous accidents in the Bermuda Triangle, as mentioned by Mr. Henry, with about 27 people missing. But we find that there are articles and books that begin to narrate false information about this incident, and the events that occurred just before the disaster, and this is all wrong because all the radar and receivers have stopped working completely, and so far the real cause has not been identified, but the only logical explanations are that the fuel ran out or a storm.
But the squadron commander was ahead of them and told the rest of the planes not to advance due to lack of fuel.
Indeed, I said that one of the explanations for this incident is the running out of fuel.
But don't you think that the situation was strange? As if we assume that this accident happened because the fuel ran out. Why did the plane that went to look for them also disappeared? Is it possible that it also ran out of fuel?
Well, as I mentioned, in the days after this accident, the biggest rescue operation was carried out by sending planes and ships to search for planes. So let me ask you, why didn't any accidents happen like what happened to the 6 planes? In 2016, a group of scientists appeared that confirmed their success in solving the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, which scientists have been unable to explain for years, after it caused the disappearance of 75 aircraft and hundreds of ships. The triangle that is located in the North Atlantic Ocean. Scientists described that these winds are called air bombs that can pull ships and planes, and they also cause waves up to 13 meters high, and thus can turn ships upside down, in addition to their ability to smash planes, and when scientists used radar devices to detect what was happening under those clouds, they found that the speed of these winds can create huge explosions that lead to capsize ships and crash planes.
Between reality and fantasy, we believe in what we feel and believe in all facts. Little by little the picture begins to become clear to tell us what the shattered reality is. So let us know who you agree with, or do you have a different interpretation? I look forward to reading your opinions in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in another new episode.
Envato.